Hi everyone, so following on from our previous video where we installed SQL Server Management Studio, let's go ahead and open this to add a new database and some new tables. So connect to the SQL Server that we've installed on the machine, and when we do that we'll notice in this Object Explorer window that we currently haven't got any databases that we've created. So we've got the system database, but not one that we've made to play with. So as with all Windows applications, there's a couple of ways of doing this. One is to simply right click on databases and select new database. We get this new database dialog window, and what we need to do is add the name, so we'll call it testdb 001, and you can see down here it's starting to fill in the names of these database files. There's two files that get created and their location is shown if you just scroll over on this path. So you can see under the Microsoft SQL Server installation folder they get created. One is the .mdf file, which is the master data file, which contains all of the data that we're entering into our database, and the other one is the .ldf, the log data file. if I believe that one is used to create restore points, etc. But if we create a new database and delete the database, those files will get created or get deleted, and this is what this information is here. We can leave the owner as default. Again, we don't need to worry too much about changing these things because we're not looking for this to be some kind of production database. We just want to play on it. So we've added the name and just click OK. And here under our databases is testdb 001. And what we'll need to do is add some tables. But before we do that, we'll add another database, but this time using a query. And if we use the keyword create, what we do is create a new object. So in the Object Explorer window here, one of the things we have obviously is databases, but then we have tables and views and so on. So we'll create a database and we'll call it testdb 002. Again, we can hit F5 to execute this command, or we can click the execute button. In fact, the tooltip there is showing us we can click or we can use F5. So I'll click. Query executed successfully, but nothing seems to have come up here. So if we hit refresh, there it is, testdb 002. Before we go on to create tables, let's look at the way we drop or delete tables. If we want to delete db001, we can right click it and use delete. So it comes up with a delete object window here. We've got the right object, and so we just click OK. And there's db001 has been deleted. And if we looked at the, let me just show you again. If we looked in this location, our testdb001.mdf and .ldf files should be cleaned up. But it's good to know, just in case you create a lot of databases, maybe these don't get cleaned up. So let's cancel that. And testdb 002. So we have another keyword, which is drop. And we want to drop a database testdb 002. And if I hit F5, it says executed successfully. It still appears to be there, so we hit refresh. Interesting, nothing happens. And I think because we have this open, which is making a reference, so let's get rid of that. Nope, we don't need that. Interesting. Okay, let's just disconnect, reconnect. And in fact, it has been deleted. It was obviously just a little ghost reference there.